Honestly, this SNAP benefit is becoming something else. To be honest, this SNAP benefit is becoming something else for the white folks. And what I'm literally keep wondering every single time is they said it is black folks that are mainly on welfare. They said it is black people that are enjoying every single benefit that America is actually bringing. They said it is actually black folks that are supposed to be crying, stealing, and doing every other stuff now that SNAP benefit is being taken away. And it is quite alarming that I'm seeing this particular clip where a white man is actually doing this. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I thought I'll be seeing black person doing this. But anyways, in this video, white folks enraged and they call out their own, like personal. They call out their own one on one. And I want you guys to watch. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, like, comment, and share, and let me know what you think about this clip I'm about to roll. With that being said, let's dive right into this video, and I'll be back with commentaries.
Did you pay for those things? Why'd you go out that door?
Because that was the way I was supposed to come out.
No, everyone else goes out the other way with their receipt.
I went ahead and paid for it online.
That's not the way those things work. And then he was out there helping you and get it unloaded quickly.
I can go do it.
You should pay. You should pay for your stuff.
I will.
This makes some. I don't want my groceries go up when you take all that stuff. And I thought both of you guys, he was helping you do it. No, I'm just a person that's tired of people stealing. It's not okay to steal. It's not okay to steal. I understand that, but it doesn't make stealing okay. It's not okay to steal.
How do people afford to live? I am leaving Costco with 6 items, $165 for 6 things. I mean, salmon's one of them, but my heart goes out to all you moms and dads who are raising families and trying to feed your kids. I don't have any college educations to pay for. 6 items, $165. How are families making it and surviving in this day and age? Holy cow.
I also want to point out the fact that I make $150 an hour. I see someone on SNAP benefits as my equal. We are in the same class. If you are someone that is a working class American that is talking shit on people that are going to lose their SNAP benefits on November 1st, you need to change your perspective. You have had billionaires, the 1%, these people who are literally about to become trillionaires if they aren't already in a matter of months. These people have literally convinced you to be against a homeless person or someone on SNAP benefits, someone that you are closer in income to than you would ever be close in income to the 1%. And if you think a billionaire as a president would protect his bottom line, I'm sorry, but you're mistaken. Health insurance premiums are going to double. I've already been paying over $600 a month for my private health insurance as someone that works for themselves. I have no pre-existing health conditions and I'm a single woman. I literally have nothing wrong with me, yet I'm paying almost $700 a month for my health insurance. And I have an upper hand here. I make 6 figures a year. I work part-time. I can afford this. I don't have student loan debt. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have children. When I say this, I'm not saying it for myself entirely because, like, obviously if we keep paying more and more over time, it will eventually affect me. I am saying this for the people that are already suffering. The people that are already suffering are on both sides of the aisle. I care about you. We care about you. I am willing to make amends. SNAP benefits expire on November 1st. How the heck are people going to feed themselves, especially when prices are already up, I think 5% in 2025 alone. You didn't get cheaper eggs. You didn't get cheaper milk. Everything is more expensive. This billionaire in the White House demolished the East Wing before our eyes. American history. This guy is in office to literally make the 1% richer and the bottom line poorer. Aaron Trump is like 18 years old. 30 minutes before Trump made a tweet, he invested like $50 million into crypto. Within 24 hours, he walked away with $200 million. And because crypto isn't regulated the same way the stock market is, it's not considered insider trading, even though that's literally what it is, but it's just not technically illegal. He is protecting Epstein himself and every other pedo on the planet that is guilty of being in these files. I just don't know what to say other than we have to come together. We have to stop the division. We have to be willing to work together because we are on the same side. It is not the GOP versus trans people. It's not teachers are turning your kids gay. They're not doing sexual changes at school. You know what they are doing? They are literally bankrupting Americans before our eyes. People who are freezing on the sides of the roads this winter are going to be the people that we could have protected. Government is going to be shut down for the rest of 2025. I'm calling it. And I'm not even trying to be alarmist here. I'm just trying to be realistic. Division is what makes moments in history have that turning point of no return. I know it's not the same thing, but something that my fiance taught me early on when we were dating was whenever we experience some sort of barrier or problem between the two of us, or maybe like an external factor that then led us to then having some sort of heated conversation. I grew up in a household where it wasn't, hey, let's talk and resolve this problem. Let's be team players here. We're on the same team. My mom dealt with my dad. He was an alcoholic. So like that dynamic was not natural in our household. I never witnessed that. But something that my fiance taught me early on was like when we would argue, I would be on the opposing side. Like I would purposely remove myself from him and then be on the opposing side. Like, hey, we're going against each other. And he told me, hey, we need to be on the same team because if we're not in the same team here, we're not going to get to the outcome that we're looking for. And this stands true today. I don't care what you feel, what you think. If you call yourself a patriot, if you say you are willing to protect the Constitution, if you say you care about others, it is time to make amends. We are stronger together.
The sheer volume of people making comments and content about how they don't care that folks are losing their SNAP benefits on Saturday is gross. And I think that just sort of objectively, it means we've failed as a society. But if you're someone like me who just can't wrap your brain around how people could be so cruel and so misinformed, you make the mistake of thinking, well, if I just explain to them the actual scenario that's going on and I give them real, true information, like their humanity will turn on and they will go, oh, actually, no, like I care about that. So you might start with something like, hey, did you know that like most of these people do have jobs and the ones who don't have jobs like actually can't work for some reason? And then further, you try not to crash out while you talk about the fact that like so many of the biggest, most wealthy corporations in this country, like Walmart, for example, are asking us, the American taxpayers, to subsidize, not only forget about giving them the tax breaks that they get to be super, super wealthy and make huge profits. We are subsidizing their wages for their employees because they do not pay their employees enough to feed themselves. You say, but the disabled, but, the elderly. And they say, well, there could be a greeter. They could be a greeter or a bagger at a grocery store. Again, see my previous comment about these corporations that are not paying people a living wage. And you'll say to them, but what about the 20 million children who receive SNAP, who aren't going to have food in a couple days? What about those children? And they say, their parents should do better. Their parents should get another job. Their parents should have made different choices. They don't get to choose their parents. They have no choice over what their parents do. They're literally captives of these human beings who are their parents or legal guardians, and they have no choice in the matter. So even if you put that aside and say, okay, but yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Their parents woulda, coulda, shoulda made different choices. But what about what's happening in 24 hours? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Their parents woulda, coulda, shoulda. Okay, and what are we doing about the children who are literally hungry? And you know what it makes me think about? It makes me think about how much of a police mindset America has. It is a cultural pattern and habit for us to be the police. Because I ask you, when it comes to folks who don't have medicine when they're sick, who don't have a roof over their head, who don't have access to food, is the point to feed those people and house those people and give those people medicine, or is the point to play detective and figure out whether you think they're deserving enough to have those basic necessities to live. Often in this culture, it's option B. I'm getting to the point where if anyone says anything to me about these SNAP benefits that isn't immediately like, we need to feed these people, we need to feed all of them immediately, then I just can't, like, I have no respect for you. I think that you're a horrible person. If there are people out there who just literally, a child is hungry and your impulse is not, well, we should feed them, then I don't know what to do or to say about that. Other than America is a police state and we are all raised with a police officer in the back of our brain. That's all I got.
Is this a safe space to say that it's good that people are going to be struggling a little bit more rather than just living a cushy life off of taxpayer dimes? I'm sorry, but I am so sick and tired of what the social welfare network has become. It was never intended to be this way. I am all for helping my fellow American who's going through a rough time, but that has to be it. It has to be temporary assistance while you get back on your feet, not some way of life. The American taxpayers are not your baby daddy. They are not your food bank. They are not here to pay your rent. You know what the rest of us do when we want to pay for those things? We get a job, and it's about damn time that some of you start following suit, because I have had it up to here. The amount of people who are on the system merely because they don't feel like working is absolutely ludicrous. There are so many things in life that I don't want to do, but I do it because I'm an adult, and that's what my responsibilities call for. You guys should probably start implementing that policy, otherwise you're going to be down on your ass just like you are right now and coming to the internet to cry about it. I don't feel sorry for you. You've had how much time to figure your shit out? This is not what it was ever meant to be. We should be completely getting rid of these SNAP debit cards, essentially, where people are going in, they're buying whatever they want pretty much, and then they're looking at you like you owe it to them. We don't owe you anything. You should be getting the bare minimum of the bare essentials, and that's it. What? Are we going to pay for your Oreos so that you can eat them until you're overweight, and now we have to pay for your healthcare too, otherwise we're bigots? I'm sorry, but I'm just sick of it. Take some accountability for where you are in life for once.
I was just having a conversation with somebody about the upcoming SNAP and WIC benefits getting cut for the month of November, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you live under a very privileged rock. Anyway, this person asked, do you really want your tax dollars going to feed people who can't afford food? Yeah, no, that's exactly what I want, actually. Like, I think, personally, everybody deserves to eat, and I'm just a little bit confused how the same party who is forcing all of these babies to be born, these super cute babies deserve to live, but then they don't want to feed them, and they don't want to house them, and they don't want to give them health care, so then they're going to die anyway. They're going to die. Children are going to starve to death, and you're asking me if I think they deserve to eat. Personally, I think if you don't believe every person on the planet deserves food, you're an evil person. An evil, evil person. So I'm gonna go feed my baby because I can afford it. And then I'm gonna go buy food for another person's baby because they can't afford it. And if you aren't doing that, whenever you have the means to do that, you are a terrible person. Anyway, I'm not going to talk to that person anymore. Have a good day.
To me, the only logical response to the government canceling SNAP benefits is for Americans to cancel the holiday season. Close the wallets. Close the wallets. You don't need to buy a turkey. You've had turkeys for the last how many years? You're good to skip a year. Black Friday hasn't Black Friday and I don't know how long. The deals suck. You don't need a new flat screen. You already got one from last year. Your kids have tablets, they have toys, they have electronics. They'll be good to miss out on 1 year. They'll be okay. Close the wallets. Cot boy. You know? We shouldn't be spending any money then. It makes no sense for, in response to the government taking food off people's tables, for us to then open our wallets and continue the economy as if nothing is wrong. It's time for a cop boy of the holiday season. The time of year where corporations make the most money, yeah, shut it down. Close the wallets.
You want to know why I'm not having an aneurysm over people losing their food stamps on November 1st? Here's why.
Come grocery shop with us. Go by faster.
one of you. This what I pick, and this what he picked.
I tell you what, how about this instead? If you're on food stamps, you get a pre-selected box of meat, bread, rice, food staples, and fruits and vegetables. No more handing you a debit card filled with other people's cash for you to go load up on Oreos. The goal here is to keep you from starving because taxpayers do not need to bankroll your junk food pantry or your health problems.
Do you know why I'm not concerned about the SNAP benefits being cut off in November? Because the only thing that stands between the masses and the lives of the elites is the social contract in which the masses have food. It takes about 1 day for an entire civilization to completely cannibalize itself when that social contract of food being available is gone. The thing that keeps the elites up at night is you being hungry for 1 single day. Because that's the only barrier between them and you throughout history. It's a fact. They already fixed the WIC program and had it removed from being affected by this because it was the first thing to be losing its benefits, and they're now pulling money from the tariff revenue to supplement that income for single mothers with children. You know why? Because of the exact same reason. It takes 1 day for someone who is hungry in masses to rip your head off. So don't worry about it too much. They're terrified of that, so it'll get resolved. Even if it's in the very last second and they get tons and tons and tons and tons of clicks over it and you get a bunch of anxiety from it, because that's what they're scared of, is you being hungry. So, hope that helps.
The God that answered by fire, let him be my God. The God that answered by fire, let him be the God of Black Americans. The God that provide, let him be that God that will continue to provide for Black folks. I'm not saying that you should not provide for white folks. Don't get me wrong. It's just that it is quite funny that people that said that Black people are on welfare, they are the one enjoying SNAP benefits. In fact, take the SNAP benefit away so that let's know how they are going to survive. Take it away. Let's understand how they are going to still live in America. In fact, withdraw it from them. Let's see how they will actually come true. And now the ones crying. Like, look at this healthy man. Like, very healthy, with a very fine portable car, I would say. And at the end of the day, he went into the store, gets these things, and he followed another way out, stuck them into his car until this Popnoza, I call her Popnoza to be honest. Popnoza, that would have allowed this man to go in peace. Let the CCTV camera do their thing. Because even you calling him out like that, I feel like there's a lot of risks attached to it. Because God forbid, what if they trace you? Like, what if they actually came back for you? This one that we're seeing online, we wouldn't be saying it, right? But I didn't actually pray for that. And I'm not supporting anybody. Do not get me wrong. I'm not supporting any single soul to actually take what actually do not belong to them. But as at this point, it has gotten to that stage where one thing I love about Black Americans is that Black people are minding their business. Black people are staying on their lane. In fact, even if Black people see that you're doing this kind of thing, they just walk away without even having to pop nose in your business. Do you get? So it is quite alarming that these said people that actually said Black people are the ones enjoying all of this benefit. Black people are supposed to be the one that are definitely going to cry so much when this benefit is actually being taken away from them. Black people are actually going to be the one that are going to see hell and are going to keep begging. They are the ones doing it. So it simply means that their own is hurting them. Their own is inflicting pains inside of them to the point that they can no longer feed, and the only thing they can do is to look for a way of taking what actually does not belong to them. Where a lot of black people are already looking out for ways on how they can actually feed their children. They're already looking out for ways how they can actually go take 1 or 2 jobs, how they can start doing anything online so that they can be able to like get something down to their pocket. These white folks that are supposed to be a representative or standing as a whole example for black folks not to actually take what does not belong to them, and now the one taking what is actually not theirs. Now, what is the now privilege that we're talking about? What is the white privilege that we're talking about? That after everything, I still have to suffer. After everything, I have the privilege, but every single thing that is affecting black people is affecting me. See, this video did not really trend as it should because this video is not relating to a black person. And that's why I'm bringing this video here. Because if this video was to be a black person doing this setting, oh my God, you would have seen bloggers, you would have seen people that know how to talk. You would have seen educated illiterate coming here, bashing black people and saying, yeah, you people are the one on welfare now just because welfare has been taken away from you people. But if you check 99% of what is really happening currently after this SNAP benefit of everything is being taken away, honestly, it is coming from the white folks. It is coming from the white folks. They don't really know how to navigate life. That is one thing I've seen. They don't know how to navigate life. Like I keep saying, even as I'm filming this video, my next thought that I'll keep doing is, okay, what if tomorrow YouTube wakes up and YouTube said nobody should create content on our platform again? Facebook as well wake up and said nobody should create video, TikTok and all of the social media. What will I actually do tomorrow to survive? What will I actually do tomorrow to put food on my table? And I'll now tell myself I necessarily do not need to rely on this content creating thing alone, right? I need to do like an extra job. Like I do extra things behind the scene that can actually help me. So even before I will get any tippings I'm getting from here, I already get other things that is putting money in my pocket. Do you get? That is the length that black folks can actually go for them to be able to provide for themselves and provide for their family. Not just solely relying on just one thing, just like this. A lot of white folks coming here to cry, coming here to do a lot of things that is, it's quite not making sense. Just imagine his grandson actually saw that particular video, or his son saw that particular, or his daughter or his wife. Like, what do you think? Like, what would be? It's just a whole lot anyways. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments. And lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. This is just for educational people. I stand a chance to be corrected, so feel free to correct me in the comment section. And yes, with that being said, without further ado, like I say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.